Is this the most intelligent knockout ever?
They land low.
It was low, but I don't think it was intentional, and I don't think it was...
Oh, down goes Jacobs on a perfect right hand.
Right on top
and
of it.
that may be that.
The rivalry between Russian and American fighters has always gone deeper than just boxing. It's not only about different styles, it's about different mindsets, different ways of seeing the world, and how to fight inside that ring. So, when this quiet Russian guy, someone the American audience had never even heard of, stepped into a Las Vegas arena to fight a rising HBO star, you could already sense something unusual was about to happen. What Dmitry Pirog did that night in July 2010 wasn't just an upset, it was a moment, a clean, sharp statement, made with a single perfect right hand. Summer of 2010, a 30-year-old boxer from Temryuk, Russia, enters the ring. Dmitry Pirog. No hype, no highlight reels, no big names behind him. Just a man with a strange, unpredictable style. One that didn't fit even in Europe. He didn't throw punches like a textbook student. He was always moving, bending, slipping, twisting, creating angles no one else did, making opponents uncomfortable, and still somehow always finding a way to win.
Уже не только за дальность полета, а за красоту полета.
They used to say he was all technique and no power. That idea didn't last that infamous night.
From Gelendzhik, Russia.
Across from him stood Daniel Miracle Man Jacobs, young, polished, and undefeated. 20 wins, 17 knockouts. Promoters loved him, ESPN loved him, HBO was ready to make him a star. He smiled at the cameras. He told the press, "I don't see any threat in this Russian." The WBO had sanctioned the bout for the vacant middleweight title. Everyone assumed they knew what would happen. The Russian would show up, lose like he's supposed to, and leave. Jacobs would take the belt, the spotlight, and the next step in his career. But things didn't go that way.
And now the bell sounds for round number one. I have ridiculed the fact that...
From the beginning, Pirog moves straight to the center, calm and quiet. He starts to move, not like a boxer, like something else. His steps are loose, his body language unpredictable. He's slipping punches that haven't even landed. And Jacobs, he doesn't know what to make of it.
If I'm studying his face, I think his expression, I think he's developed Dmitry at this point. And he's realizing that his upper body movement and his head movement is going to create a slight problem because it's not that...
says about Dmitry Pirog, and this was clear on me as a guy who bends at the waist, has a lot of movement, and he has watched it in his style. Look at that. We've seen it a couple of times.
But Danny himself right now, he's not having the success he does.
Now Jacobs goes back to his conventional stance. This is the way they'll match up against each other most of the night. Good right hand by Pirog. Jacobs kind of leaned into it for him.
Jacobs still has not found a way really to affect him.
In round two, Pirog lands a clean 1-2. Jacob stumbles just slightly, but enough. Pirog notices, but he doesn't charge forward. He just keeps that rhythm going, puts more pressure on. Now Jacobs feels it too.
Very good trainer in this corner, and Victor Roundtree. Very good. I was going to say,
Right hand by Pirog. Jacobs almost went down.
I was going to say, but he's going to have his hands full tonight trying to figure out a victory strategy for Jacobs tonight.
That's a good body shot with the left hand by Pirog. Right now, Pirog's the aggressor earlier in the fight, and he landed a big right hand here in the second round that has Daniel Jacobs on the defensive. You were about to say that Jacobs...
Part of strategy, because I know they were not expecting this type of a fight from Pirog. Pirog is a very, very good fighter.
Is he relaxed enough on this stage?
Very
It's like he
relaxed.
lives in Vegas.
I was, especially when it's his first time fighting here, but he said he's made quite a few trips here attending fights.
Says he's only been here a week. Says he didn't take that all that easily to American food. Didn't go to the Russian restaurant here in the hotel because that wasn't really Russian food to him. He's beating Jacobs up in this round.
When I was, I'm a very big Anthony man. Andy says this guy may not look that much, but he's a very difficult guy.
It's a loss that derailed his career. It's tough.
No matter what, things look very good for him for the first quarter of the nation.
And Daniel doesn't seem really prepared for it.
No, it's not. I think they figured a much easier fight. As I said, he moves his head in and out, changes, gives you angles, changes, and punches from those pivots. He's pivoting and turning and punching at the same time.
at him on videotape, I said to a couple of writers that he reminded me of a younger, slightly bigger.
Not as fast in the front row, but he's twists and pivots, changes his angles. But he's a pressure fighter, which is amazing.
Moves his head very well inside.
Rounds 3 and 4, back and forth. Jacob starts finding his rhythm. He lands some counters, but Pirog doesn't stop moving. He begins to taunt. He smiles, drops his hands, moves like a wild version of Roy Jones Jr., and the crowd, they start to notice.
Would have been criticized if he had given the 8 count.
I think the more important problem is Danny Jacobs trying to figure out the movements and the pressure that's being applied to him from all angles.
Well, he agreed place, but Pirog has him against the ropes again, that there are mysteries in there for him which need to be solved.
I saw that look after the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, and so he was having problems hitting him, not like they had rehearsed in the talent fight and started boxing different. Do a lot of feinting before he punches.
Olympics and earn the kind of profile that several Russian fighters have gotten from their Olympic
In the
action.
tapes of Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Look at the head movement there.
Definitely not Europeans over there neither.
You're fighting somebody
But
from
Danny's making Danny fight and move a lot faster than I think Danny wants to.
right hand by
Good,
Jacobs.
man. I think he'd be able to wait right away, move away. But he's going to have to be in great shape tonight because he's going to have pressure on him all night long.
Harold Letterman with both the left and the right hands. Good body shot. CompuBox numbers in the third, 6 of 48 for Pirog. It's a better chance to land a power left hand out of this stance than out of his conventional stance, Emmanuel.
But I haven't saw him land too much, except the first time he did it, he was able to land a looping left hand.
Pirog's got a little bit of showboat.
Definitely not your regular.
Talking to Jacobs in there. Jacobs hammering to the body. I don't suppose Pirog is speaking Russian to Jacobs.
You know, it wouldn't surprise you. A lot of these guys, they speak a lot better English than they let you on to think. Because most of them had it standard in their school over there.
They take it in first grade.
Yeah, but they try to let you think that they don't speak, but they understand a lot of things when we're speaking to them.
Well, that was always the old Soviet persona. I mean, during the days of Soviet Union control of sport in those countries, people who spoke perfect English were absolutely deaf and dumb when American reporters were around.
Yeah. And as soon as you leave, then they start speaking.
Emmanuel, I might beg him to focus on the body for a while.
Yes. And then Jacobs' position of Jacobs going down the stretch.
Because?
Pressure, too. Not a straight line pressure.
Well, Jacobs' biggest win was in August last year, almost a year ago against Ishe Smith. Ishe Smith, much older than Pirog.
Round 5. Jacobs drops his left hand for just 1 second and Pirog reads it instantly. He steps in and throws a thunderbolt of a right hand. Clean, straight, perfect.
Not even a big issue of it, which I think is good.
Yeah, I didn't see anything really land low.
It was low. It wasn't low, but I don't think it was intentional, and I don't think it was.
Oh, down goes Jacobs on a perfect right hand.
Right on top.
And that may be that. No way. Robert Byrd won't even finish the count. He waves his
For a
arm.
second, the crowd goes silent. Then comes the roar because the Golden Boy is on the canvas and the man nobody planned for is standing over him. One of the commentators breaks the pause and says it out loud. A new star is born. And just like that, everything changes because Pirog didn't just win. He took the belt, he stole the moment, and for that brief stretch of time, he became the story.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at Mandalay Bay, a new middleweight star is born. The winner at 57 seconds, round number 5, still undefeated, and now the new WBO middleweight champion of the world from Russia with love, Dmitry Pirog.
That night was the peak of his career, and strangely it also marked the end because he was already in talks to fight Gennady Golovkin, but then his back gave out, surgery followed, recovery didn't come, and the next chapter never got written. He retired undefeated with 20 wins to his name, 15 of them by knockout, a champion who never tasted defeat. He didn't chase the spotlight, didn't care for the glamour, didn't need it because he had already done what most never do, walk into someone else's world, face their champion, and beat him not with flash, not with brute force, but with something colder, smarter. He didn't come to play their game, he came to
It
win.
was low, but I don't think it was intentional, and I don't think it was...
Oh, down goes